The way it feels just a little bit. With that being said, though, you still want to bundle up early this morning. We are calm and quiet as we take a look over downtown Birmingham. Current temperature 26 degrees. That is very cold, but once again, not windy, so we don't have to talk about a wind chill factor this morning. Here's where our temperatures are. We're in the lower and middle 20s in a lot of locations, so starting well below that freezing mark, but we get a lot of sunshine today, and we'll eventually reach towards the low 50s by the afternoon under full sunshine. Tomorrow looks to be even warmer before we bring in a chance for some showers on Friday. We're going to talk more about temperatures for this evening and look ahead towards that rain chance coming up. That does last into the game as well. Close to home today as you're headed out the door early this morning, grab that hat and gloves. We're in the 20s. We're not feeling quite as cold as yesterday just because we don't have the breeze, but we're starting below the freezing mark. By lunchtime, we end up in the upper 40s, and then this afternoon, we've got a temperature close to 50 degrees, clear sky all day. We're clear into the evening. If you're out at midnight tonight, we're talking about temperatures close to the freezing mark. On this last day of 2025, and we are starting with a clear sky and cold temperatures. We're in the 20s across central Alabama again this morning, but notice the wind, calm. So that means what you see on the thermometer is what you get when you walk outside. We don't have to worry about a wind chill factor, but it is downright cold. We've got some locations like Coleman and Gadsden and also Pell City starting at 23 degrees. We will climb quickly, though, as the sun comes up, and we end up in the low 50s this afternoon. No threat of rain today. Into the evening hours, we do cool effectively. So as the sun goes down, you are going to want to make sure you've got that heavy jacket with you. If you're going to be out at midnight, here's a quick look at our temperatures as we're ringing in the new year. A lot of spots very close to or even below the freezing mark at midnight. So bundle up if you're going to be out and about late this evening. The good news, though, is that we're at least not as windy. We're still in the 20s, though, so below the freezing mark all across central and north Alabama. Check out that Talladega number. 21 degrees currently, so a very, very cold start. We don't stay cold all day long, though. We actually end up a little bit warmer today than where we were yesterday. I'm projecting those highs to reach into the low 50s under full sunshine today. There is a little bit of a breeze, but nothing like what we dealt with yesterday into the afternoon hours. And then once the sun goes down, those temperatures do drop off pretty quickly. Here's where we are right now, though. Wanted to show you our temperatures just out the door. Man, it's cold. Coleman, Gadsden, Pell City, all spots that are at 23 degrees right now. We're sitting at 26 in Birmingham. Tuscaloosa, you're at 25 degrees. But as we move into the afternoon, we do end up in those 50s. So let's break down the day in a little bit more detail. I'm sure a lot of folks have plans for New Year's Eve. Right around midday, we're in the upper 40s, close to 50 degrees. So still chilly. Getting colder, though, once that sun goes down, and you're really going to want that heavy jacket, especially if you have plans to be out around midnight this evening. If you're staying up late to ring in the new year, we are likely to be in the 30s with some spots even near or below the freezing mark at midnight. This is a projection for midnight into early tomorrow. So right as we start the new year, you can see a lot of spots in those 30s. So a cold start to 2026, but look what happens tomorrow afternoon. We are going to end up in the upper 50s, so we're looking good for tomorrow afternoon, feeling warm. If you're headed to the Rose Bowl, it is going to be wet at times. Unfortunately, it still looks like some rain is possible. Temperatures are mild, though, in the 60s. Our next chance for rain close to home comes on Friday, and that's not going to be an all-day rain. It really looks to be mainly the second half of the day, but by dinner time, spotty showers around. That coverage increases late Friday night into early on Saturday. We do get a lot of sunshine. Last day of 2025 will end up in the low 50s by the afternoon. It is cold, though, this morning. I want to warn you, we're in the 20s. Not as windy as yesterday, but you still want to bundle up. If you plan to be out late this evening, if you're ringing in the new year, you're going to be watching fireworks. Here's where our temperature, but we are going to be close to 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Stay early this morning. Not as windy as yesterday, but we are very cold. We've got temperatures in the 20s in a lot of communities. This is a live look from our Tuscaloosa camera, and check out that temperature, 25 degrees. But what you'll notice here, wind is calm, so we don't have to worry too much about, say, a wind chill factor. But there are a lot of spots that are in the 20s. Gadsden, Coleman, Pell City, low 20s to get you out the door early on this New Year's Eve. By the afternoon, we end up in the low low 50s, so we are going to warm nicely. And then tomorrow looking even warmer before we bring in the chance for some rain at times on Friday. I do have a closer look at the temperature for this evening if you're planning to watch fireworks, and we'll talk more about that rain chance coming up in just a little bit. I know for sure the forecast looks good though for the game this evening, so neither of y'all have an excuse with the weather in terms of whatever happens with the game. Weather is not going to be an issue. Close to home, we do have some temperatures that are just downright cold. We're in the 20s early this morning. Bundle up out the door. By the afternoon, we do end up in the 50s. Sunshine all day. We are chilly this evening, but dry for fireworks. Grab that heavy coat if you're going to be out at midnight. We're close to freezing. 4:45. Here's a live look from our Gadsden camera. 23 degrees currently. Wind is calm. So we're not talking about a wind chill today, but we are just very, very cold if you're headed out during the morning hours. This afternoon, we end up in the low 50s with sunshine. So it is going to feel better this afternoon if you are out and about late tonight. If you're ringing in the new year outside, it's going to be cold. Grab that heavy jacket. We do have a clear sky though, so no trouble for any kind of fireworks that you have planned this evening. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s though, so near the freezing mark. And then tomorrow, during the afternoon, it's going to feel great. We're talking about highs close to 60 degrees with lots of sunshine. Absolutely beautiful for the first day of 2026. Next chance of rain moves in on Friday, and we'll keep a few showers around on Saturday as well. This morning, like yesterday, we've got 20s in a lot of communities. However, it's not quite as windy, so that helps out a little bit. But nice clear sky as you're headed out early on this last day of 2025. Here's a closer look at where those temperatures are, though, and we've seen these drop a few degrees. Look at Coleman, 21 degrees. I would not be surprised if temperatures drop off another degree or two as we approach sunrise. 26 currently in Birmingham, Sylacauga, coming in at 22 degrees right now. Through the rest of the day, we get sunshine and we do warm nicely. So it's going to be a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday. We end up in the low 50s in a lot of communities. No threat of rain. With a clear sky, though, we cool effectively. So if you have plans to be out this evening, just know that we will definitely fall into those 30s by late tonight. So if you have plans to maybe watch fireworks outside, you're going to want to grab that heavy jacket. So another breakdown of the rest of the day today. Midday, upper 40s. As we get into the evening hours, you start to see those temperatures really falling between 7 p.m. and midnight. So a cold start to 2026. Did want to give you a closer look at what to expect. So there are going to be a lot of communities right at midnight that are close to or just below that freezing mark. But with a clear sky, no weather trouble for any plans you have this evening. Tomorrow we start cold, but by the afternoon we are going to be nice. We end up close to 60 degrees. A lot of sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow. Not the case though at the Rose Bowl. Unfortunately, it does still look like we could be dealing with some wet weather on and off throughout much of the day tomorrow in Pasadena. Temperatures are mild. Our next chance for rain close to home comes on Friday. Not an all-day rain, but really a kind of second half of the day rain. Spotty showers here by dinner time on Friday, and then that rain coverage increases late Friday night into early on Saturday. There could be some thunder involved, but doesn't look like a severe threat for central Alabama. A few spotty showers, iconic, but as we head through the day today, we do get sunshine. We're cold right now. We're in the 20s, but we end up in the low 50s by the afternoon. Late tonight, if you're out waiting for those fireworks to start at midnight, we are going to be in the 30s. So be sure you are bundled up this evening. Our next chance of rain arrives on Friday. We'll have much more news and weather right after the break.